Everyone loves bold, beautiful, festive lights. But it's not quite as simple as just putting them up there. There are a few steps that you need to go through to get your home looking as magical as this. It can be tempting to just throw up some pretty lights, but don't do that, otherwise your festive dream might turn into a festive nightmare. So firstly, think about the focal point of your home. On this beautiful home, obviously it's the porch. And once you've got that, think about if you want to put lights around the windows or up in the guttering. Don't worry, I will show you how to do that safely. And finally, do you have any trees or bushes that you want to illuminate? I've got two, so we're going to put some beautiful lights in there. To get the measurements of my guttering, I'm just measuring the width of the house on the ground using a tape measure. And then I need to measure all the other parts that I want to put lights on. So the apex of the porch and my windows as well. Luckily, they're all roughly the same size, so I can just measure one using a tape measure or one of these nifty things. It's a digital distance measurer. So you can just point the laser, click and get your measurements. The trees and bushes, your rule of thumb is that you need about 100 lights per square metre. There are loads of different kinds of lights, and these days most are LED, which is great because they're really energy efficient. And it's always worth checking the box for all the important information. I'm using mains powered, but you can also get ones that are powered by battery or solar. Before I hang my lights, I need to think about my cable management. I'm going to run them from left to right along the gutter, and then I can use the downpipe to the external socket. If you're using an extension, make sure that it's one that's suitable for outdoors, like this one. If you've got multiple plugs, then you can get yourself one of these nifty boxes. You can get mechanical timers like this, digital timers, and you can even get smart timers that connect to your home network. It's always worth checking on your box of lights as well, because some of them do come with a timer function. And also, please check that they work. You don't want to go to all that trouble and they don't even light up, especially for older lights. So, moment of truth. Success. It's so important to be safe. For every 4 metres of height, you want to lean a ladder a metre away from the wall. If it's not too steady, then maybe get yourself some of these mats. They'll keep the ladder nice and stable. You can also get a standoff. That just adds a little bit more stability. And ask a friend to help keep it nice and steady. If you're hanging lights from your gutter, you need hooks to cant some into a kettle, and then you can make sure that you've got your clips available when you're up there stringing up the lights. While you're on the ground, clip on your first few hooks, and then you can just put them straight on the gutter and you're ready to go. So I finished the gutters and I've just put some cable ties down the downpipe to keep those attached. Now it's time to put some lights around my 4 main windows. I'm using the same kind of lights. On the box, you'll see a diagram and it will tell you the length of the lights. On here, it's 4 metres and then there's 12 metres of lead. So it's worth checking to make sure that you can reach your external socket. I don't want to damage my windows, obviously, so I'm going to use command strips. All you need to do is make sure that your windows are clean and dry, peel off the plastic at the back, push them on for 30 seconds, wait an hour until they're fully adhered, and your lights will stay up all winter long. I just need to make sure that all my leads are grouped together, ready to plug in. My focal point, the porch. In order to make it look nice and full, I'm using the same lights that I did before, the cluster lights, and I'm going to start from the apex and work my way down. I've just laid out the lights so I can find the middle point, and to attach them, I will use the same method as before, so command strips. To add even more wow factors to the front of my house, I've got these lovely shrubs and some battery-powered string lights. So I'm just threading these through in an irregular fashion, and make sure that the bulbs are facing outwards to give a really nice glow. When it starts to get dark, I'm going to switch these on and just check again to make sure I haven't missed any bits. and you can hide the battery pack in the bottom of the plant pot. Finally, it's time to light up these trees. So I'm using string lights. Again, they're mains powered, so I can plug those in. And I'm going to wrap them around the trunk. I'm making sure that I've got about a hand's width of distance between my strings, so it's all nice and even, and make sure that you can just get a finger underneath to make sure it's not pulled too tight around the trunk. Then when I get to the branches, I'm going to wrap them around again, but I'll double space it so when I come back on myself, it'll all look nice and even. Highlight your main branches. Obviously, all trees are different. If you've got a bigger tree or more branches, you might need more lights. And that's it. The house is all lit up and I think it looks amazing. I'm so glad that I went with the warm lights. It gives a really classic feel. And I'm also really happy with the focal point, this porch. The trees add a bit of depth. Overall, it looks fabulous and I'm really in the festive spirit. Hopefully you found that video helpful. All the products and tools that I use are listed below in the description. And remember to like, comment and follow B&Q for more DIY how-tos.